and then they press them into these dope yoga mats, changing mats. So that's who we recycle them with.
Nice.
Oh, that's why I've seen them. Yeah.
They're awesome. We sometimes do collab stuff. We're trying to make another collab, run right now because he's a small company. He got started, and to be honest, I was just holding on to what you were saying, Chris. Like I had like boxes and boxes of old wetsuits. I didn't want to throw anything away. I was starting this company. I didn't want to throw any scraps away. Like I didn't want to put anything into the ground. Like I was like, how can we? And I came across Brian's thing, and he was just starting Suga. And I was like, dude, we got to do some stuff together. Like, what can I do? And he's like, well, I need wetsuits. I was like, okay, like, what if I do like a recycling? And he already had his kind of like way of getting old wetsuits that, I mean, he was an environmental lawyer. And so that's his background. He was really about the environment and, their whole program. I'm like, hey, well, why don't I just like any kind of scraps that like, I have that I can't make into other things. Cause some scraps I would take and make into like bathing suits or like, like shoulder bags and things like that. So any of the smaller scraps, I just like saved piles of. And then I was like, I'm just going to start like a recycling program on my website. And if anything, it's just going to help promote your thing too. So it's cool. It's really cool. I mean, it kind of goes back to like what I really love about like co-creation and like how we're better together as we, me is like, it's like everything's like turned down. Like there's not really much space for growth, but like it's like everything's turned up and it's like, there's like kind of limitless potential. So it's like, I love, co-creating and working with Brian and being able to, take back suits and then like I'll go down south and just bring him a bunch of suits and go surfing, which is really fun.
All right, here's your collaborative idea. Here's the we right here. I got an idea.
Yeah, let's hear it.
We need good changing mats when we surf, like particularly when the snow is on the ground.
Oh yeah,
you have to get barefoot, and if you don't have a changing mat, your feet get cold before you get in the boots. There you go, right there. There's your collab.
Gravel. It's the worst.
Oh, it's intense. The thing is like, you guys, and maybe this is like a collaboration between all of us, but it's like some kind of like heated that you plug into your car lighter socket. And it's like a, and I know they have these heated plugs and you plug it into your thing, when you leave the house, you get to the beach, it's all heated up to rip.
Like it.
Oh, that's easy to do. I don't think that'd be that difficult, particularly with recycled wetsuit material. I mean, I'm just super easy.
I'm just thinking of an elaborate heating blanket in all the homes that have burnt down.
That's the thing, but it's like
in the car.
On the way to the beach. You plug it in, then you unplug it. You got to remember to unplug it. But too, it's like the car lighter, it doesn't stay on, I don't think.
No, not that way.
Look, every once in a while, an iPhone blows up and bursts onto fire. It's bound to happen. Statistics, 99.9%, but you'll have that 0.01%.
Into the world now, so this is our idea.
This is our idea.
This is our idea. It's documented. Anyone else doing it, we're coming after you.
Yeah, January 9th. No, it's a good idea. Actually, that would be amazing.
The problem is when your hands and feet get so cold that you can't either get into the car or use your foot to
if it's heated, you can there's like a little section where you can put your hands in and it's like a hand warmer too. Hand muffs.
Maybe you can make a bathrobe. What, like a neoprene
a whole
bathrobe?
Changing collection. Hello. Changing robe collection all in one. There we go. Done.
It's funny. I'm actually making some changing robes right now. I love a changing poncho. It's the best. Like I'll just hang out in that thing all day.
Can someone just make me a Jedi changing robe? I just want like the brown Jedi robe and show up all misto at a surf spot and be like, these aren't the waves you're looking for. And then get changed in my wetsuit.
You should all go away. No one's allowed in the lineup.
Exactly.
My buddy got an indecent exposure at Field 5, Robert Moses.
When?
Because his towel dropped and there was nobody in the parking lot.
Dude, he's a rookie.
Wow.
Rookie.
Yeah,
Field 5.
He didn't need to get put on a list. I was like, it's kind of,
Yo,
wow.
Field 5 has a history. Back when I was a kid, I remember them confiscating surfboards. So, I mean,
Well, to the
I had an
east.
altercation at the lifeguard shack
Yeah. And,
where I ran
and
in and grabbed my surfboard out of a
but
lifeguard shack.
isn't Field
Whoa.
5 directly next to the nude beach too?
I
That
was
I was
gonna
forced
say
to
that.
surf in as a kid.
Yep.
Yes.
To the east of Field 5, it is the
Yeah,
nude beach. So,
it's
dude,
the
it
nude
was
beach.
not an accident.
I remember being a 12-year-old having to just put my head down the whole time,
This has nothing to do with it, but I used to
No.
lifeguard on the other end of that in Kismet. And my first year, I had a pretty serious incident where I saw two naked people running down the beach towards us for a quarter mile. And they got on the sand pile, butt naked, kind of trying to cover up, but not really. And
I've
they
never
said their
run
friend was
naked for a quarter
drowning
mile.
down the beach. And I had to jump down and like grab a twerp and run a half mile into the nude beach. And I didn't know whether to like drop trout too or just keep going in my pants. So I jumped in, and unfortunately, the man had a heart attack. It was like a passive drowning. So they slipped right into the water. And there's this big naked circle now on the beach, and like this man's underwater, and the helicopter came. And
Holy.
so that beach is tough because there's no lifeguards there. I think they stopped it as a nude beach now, but it was kind of cool, I guess, if you're into that, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Like,
that was my story
they
about
have a
that beach.
lifeguard.
They don't have lifeguards. They didn't at that point. I don't know if they do now, but
Okay.
I
Yeah,
guess.
I mean, get a naked guard. Everyone wants to have tan
Get a
lines.
naked guard.
Pay me enough,
Naked
I'll sit
guard.
there butt naked. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, why not?
Baywatch run, with it flopping out there.
Do you realize that we started out this conversation
So
that's supposed
crass.
to be about surfing, and it
supposed to be
started with sound
supposed to be about
therapy, and
Kassia.
right now we're talking about being naked and running for quarter mile. What's
This
going on?
But
So, hey,
It's
Kassia,
good to keep freestyling.
yeah.
Kassia, I have a question. Do you draw any paychecks from the surf industry currently at all?
I stuck with like Rain Optics, so that's
Okay.
cool. And I've been up with them forever. I did a collab with sunglass last year, and then this year we just did a project with my friends at Keep Abreast where we,
Shaney Joe.
took that glass. Yeah, she's that where that I did the year before. We had it, basically like all sales went towards Keep Abreast that
Nice.
month of October. I still do very minimal. I have and then I'll do little collaborations with other companies. Like I did like a whole like little for Decline, and that came out this last year, as did Sanook. So it's more kind of like in a collaborative. I'm doing something right now currently with the W that's coming soon. So world, I'm doing these little things. It's not like I'm a surfer like I used to be.
Well, it's in some
Kind
ways
of walked
you
away from all that.
have so much more freedom. It seems like, and I imagine like the industry's the industry, and it has like certain politics and things you have to abide by, and if you're sponsored under contract, you have to have a lot of obligations. And it feels like you've opened up a whole new way of being a professional surfer, quote unquote. Like it's so much more. And I think that's really cool. You're forging a path that many pros may start to kind of mimic or follow potentially.
Yeah, I mean, I guess too, it's like, with starting my own company, I really wanted to support the next generation. Like I was supported. I felt like I did everything I wanted to do within the realm of being a professional athlete. At one point, I was just like, all I had to do was surf. And I was like, is this all, like, this isn't, I was super grateful for it, but I felt like there was just more in life I wanted to do. More in life I wanted to kind of push myself forward in different ways and to expand in different ways. I mean, going back to school, getting my licenses in energy medicine and, working with sound and vibrational therapy, and then starting a company. Like I really hope to grow my company to a place where it can actually really support people to live their dreams and really kind of like empower the whole women's movement. We're like, obviously before COVID, I was actually hosting a retreat. So we'll host immersive sound and surf retreats where we'll bring people together. And it was actually the last retreat I hosted was the 15th of March to the 21st. We almost got stuck in Nicaragua. I had to stay to make sure people made it home. It was pretty wild because the whole world was falling down and some people had to cancel. Other people were just like, well, I'm here because I thought this might be the last great vacation. So I'm like, that said, it's really, I think, the energy work gives me a really beautiful opportunity to hold space with people. And that's the thing. It's like surfing more than anything has taught me, so many just essential parts of how I navigate life and so much about empowering myself through that. Patience, resilience, all these beautiful things. And to be able to share that with other people. And especially now, as you all know, so many more women are getting into the water and maybe just finding themselves through the water, kind of refining themselves and finding themselves through the water. So it's how can I hold space for people in that way and take what I learned and what I know? And to be honest, I work a lot when I'm home. When the waves are good, I do the best I can to go surf. And now I'm pumped when I was a Grom. I'm it's 3 feet and windy and I love it. It's beautiful. I'm so excited to get in the water and people are like, how are you still so pumped? It's well, I surfed a lot and that's all I had to do. And then I tried to start a company and went to school and did all these other things. And I wasn't surfing that much at all. So now I'm kind of in this sweet spot where I'm gosh, I get to go surfing today. What a luxury. So it's a really different deal, having the time to surf is a luxury. And I really just respect it. I'm so grateful for it. And when I get to take these women on these immersive retreats, it's so awesome. Me and my friend Leah Dawson, we hosted a camping retreat during COVID, actually. She's the best. And we've been friends. She's literally the best. She was maybe 14 or 15 and I was 17 or 18 when we met and we've been super good friends ever since, so for 20 years. And it was so awesome. We were sitting at my house one day and it was during the fires in LA and it was just so crazy outside and she was doing some work up here for something and we're just sitting at the kitchen table because you couldn't really go outside. It was so hard to breathe, and I was oh man, I want to do another retreat, but what are we going to do? And it's more important to get together than ever before. So we're well, let's do a social distance camping retreat down at Sano. And so we did it it sold out so fast. And then we did a second one and so many people hadn't been around. We just said, hey, get COVID test, asked everybody to get tested, asked everybody to be we were all camping, so everybody had their own situation. It was just so heart opening and such a radical 2 back-to-back weeks. I mean, it was the best time ever, and just so rad to gather.
Is she how you got involved with the Changing Tides girls, or how did that evolve?
Yeah, totally. Because of Leah, and that's how I met Becky. And I mean, it's just so cool what they're doing. It's just the best. So that's how I got involved with them. Just more of a friend. And I'm not involved like Leah is. Obviously she's one of the founding members. That said, whenever they're kind of doing things, they'll pass stuff my way and I'll just help promote it, get it out there. I've done different sound baths for them. One time we did a pop-up shop and I had some of my gear in their shop and they sold it to raise money. And then we did a sound bath and collected money. So kind of little things here and there. We did a project with Changing Tides and the Inertia to get this woman, Cindy, who we found surfing in El Salvador, who's such an awesome surfer. And we raised money. It was her dream to go surf internationally. Oh, wow. And we raised all this money to get her to go surf. But then Mexico wouldn't give her a visa.
What?
So then Becky, because she's
a lawyer.
lawyer got on the case, and then we finally got Cindy. This year we got her a thing, and then COVID happened. So next year she's coming to the Mexi Log Fest. So it's kind of crazy because it's been this like heart-wrenching story of like, all right, we got Cindy coming, and then they wouldn't give her a passport, and then we finally got her a passport, but then COVID hit. So like this year, I hope 2021 is finally going to be the year that we have Cindy, and it's just going to be like so awesome. We're going to bring her to the Mexi Log Fest.
Was she supposed to be in